Hey guys, it's Ryan with My Listing Club. We are continuing on with our educational series, How to Build an Online Business with the MyListing WordPress theme. And before we get started and pick up where we left off, I want to show you the blog post or the post that I've been rewriting. It's one of the most popular posts that I've done over the years that goes hand in hand with this video series. So under the My Listing Club website, if we go up under menu, resources, and you can just start typing in there how to build, and it should come up there towards the top. We can go ahead and filter by guides, make sure that comes in there. So let's go ahead and just look for it. How to build. I'll go ahead and type in some more here. How to build an online. All right, there we go. Build an online business using the MyListing theme. So we can pull up that. So this is the working post as we go along, the written version. It's pretty comprehensive, but as the guide suggests, you got to get the MyListing project template to get the checklists that are involved with each task and more details about each task. But it's still really comprehensive for being a free resource. Okay, so so that's that. I also want to show you how to get a hold of the MyListing project template. As you can see here, it's in the sidebar of every guide or post that I write. So you can click on that and it will come up. You can also get to it by going to the menu, start here. There's a link right here, MyListing project template, or you can get it on the MyListing Club homepage by scrolling down just a little bit and clicking on the box, wherever that is. There it is, MyListing project template. So this page walks you through what this template is all about, but as I've said throughout this video series, I show you firsthand what this thing looks like because we are working from it to build this next starter site together. Okay, so I'll let you take a look at that if you want, and I'm constantly updating this template with new stuff, and there's a changelog here that you can follow along with. Okay, so I'll go ahead and get this screen out of the way, and let's pull up our project template here and see where we left off. So as we see on the far left, we are still under the website column, and we work top down, left to right. So if you get this project template, if you follow that order, it's 98%, I don't want to say accurate, but true to how I would build a site from beginning to end. You can interchange a couple cards, and obviously some cards aren't going to relate to your business necessarily. Okay, but that's it, top to bottom, left to right. So following that premise, we are now under the contact form task, which is next. So where we left off, we've got, if we look at the site from the front end, there's nothing there. We haven't started building out, the big design pieces and things of that nature. If we look at the website as a non-logged in user, we see that we have the coming soon page up, and I've already done a video that outlines how this was set up and whatnot. But this is what people that might stumble upon your site will see at this point, or if you send them there on purpose, so you can start collecting their email address, so they know when you're launched, or get them into your social media channels and things of that nature. As part of this, let's say, our next task is a contact form. So maybe somewhere on here you want a way for them to contact you. So this field, this form right here, is to collect email addresses for your newsletter. Okay, that's not a way to really contact you. They could probably contact you through your social media. Not ideal. So one of the things I wanted to accomplish in this particular video was communicating with you before the launch. Okay, so I'm going to move this away again there. So looking at the contact form, this just basically says where you typically might add a contact form. As it relates to this video, it's more about do we want to add a contact form to our coming soon page, or somewhere add like a little add something to the coming soon page so they can get a hold of you. Maybe it's just as simple as it's an email address or something like that. But as I say here in this, contact forms seem to be less popular than they were before. You know, back in the day when I would build websites for clients, it was like, okay, you had a contact us page, there was a contact form on it. You know, it was just pretty much a given, but there's downsides with that. It's not really a personable thing. If you send an email, it's like you never know if the vendor or the company ever receives it, if they're ever going to reply. You got to deal with spam. There's just all kinds of downsides to using contact forms. So what I've seen in the industry, and I've done this myself, is using a chat widget. And I explain why that is in this task, and then the next task, which is the chat widget task. But basically, there are free solutions out there. You can use those to communicate in near real time with your people. It's just more personable. You can make better connections with people. You can send people links for more information easier. You can even help people answer their own questions with links to your knowledge base or whatever, building a chatbot, however you want to do that. But I just personally feel like the contact form thing is dying out. So I'm offering here an alternative to doing that. I wouldn't personally add a contact form to a coming soon page. Some of you might. So what I would suggest instead is doing a chat widget. Okay, so rather than building that out and walking through that, if you have the template, there's a guide for doing for implementing live chat, and there's a discount. But if we look at the MyListing Club website, for example, you'll see here a chat widget pops up in the bottom right here, you know, and this allows you to chat with me during my normal business hours, and I almost respond instantaneous as soon as I see a message. It's one of my top priorities is to help answer questions about the club immediately, or if it's something that doesn't really have to do with the club, it's just about my listing or something, I will immediately direct people to the right spot, whether it's a community, a resource, or something like that. But it's just really important for my business, and it's been successful when we implement it on client sites as well. We all just find that it adds just this amazing dimension to our sites and our businesses as far as communication. So what I would recommend, instead of doing a contact form on your coming soon page, I would put in live chat or another chat bot, a chat widget solution. Drop that right into your coming soon page. So when people hit this, yeah, sure, they can sign up for your newsletter, they can go to your social media, whatever. But wouldn't it be cool if down in the lower right or lower left, or however you configured it, you know, you popped up and you were there to answer any, you know, questions or feature requests or partnerships or anything. You could just be there in real time as you're trying to get this thing off the ground and help answer questions. People might literally ping you on chat and say, what is this thing? What do you mean by fitness that follows you? Like, what is this thing going to be about? Why should I give you my email address? You know, things like that. So I just think that would be the route that I would take. But again, some of you might be more interested in contact forms, or maybe you do both. Just really depends on what your goals are and where your head's at with all that. That's my recommendation. So basically, in this video, I'm talking about communication. So contact forms, you know, the chat widget. Next up, it's not really like the traditional communication that you think of, but it's transactional email. And because we all run WooCommerce stores, even if you don't have a selling component and everything is free, you still have to deal with transactional email. And that has to do with password resets. If you do have a store, you know, the orders, the invoices, all of those types of things that come from there. Like I said, password resets, reviews, all those emails that come from that sort of communication. So it still has to do with communication. For that, I am currently using Sendinblue, and I link to a guide for that. It's free. It's going to be free for almost, I don't say everyone, but most people out there under the free tier is likely all you will ever need. So rather than send the email, so let's say you're on Keensta, for example, the hosting. You don't want to be sending transactional emails from your web host because you face an issue of deliverability, things go to spam, and things of that nature. Web hosts were never meant to send emails like this. That's not what they were for, and I highly recommend not using web hosts to send email, even if they say that it's a feature. Okay, I use a third-party service that's what they specialize in, getting your communication, your emails from your website into their inbox, out of spam, protect your domain's reputation, and all of those types of things. So again, transactional email, it's all lumped in here and has to do with communication, but you just want to ensure if someone needs a password reset or they place an order on your site that it's getting to their inbox. It's just really important that you make that happen. Kind of sort of along the lines of communication is the 404 page. So if someone's browsing your site, let's look at this on the front end here of this site. Let's just say let's pretend our site was live and we're rocking and rolling, and we'll just type in the word fake page here. So out of the box, MyListing gives you a very basic 404 page, right? This doesn't look good. It's not well designed. It's a bad message, right? You want to design something that's lighthearted, it's funny, make fun of yourself, self-deprecating, oh, sorry, we screwed something up, or, something funny, like a cute picture of something that relates to your business, depending on what your business is, or like this is a fitness website. You could say, oh, it looks like our website is out of shape, let's get back in shape. Click on this button to go back to our homepage, or you could offer even like a breadcrumb menu and give people different options to go back, or you could, that's probably not a good idea, or a good example, but you can give people various links of where they could go and check things out. But again, this is after you launch. Obviously, it's during the coming soon phase. It's not really, it's not coming into play because people aren't viewing the front end of your site. But it has to do with communication, so I linked it up and lumped it in this video series. Okay, this particular video. But the task card walks you through how to set that up and links to MyListing Club 404 pages if you want to pull those in. Elementor has some templates included in the Pro version you can pull in for 404 pages. You could design one from scratch, that sort of thing. The last thing here, this doesn't really have anything to do with the others, but I'm just gonna knock this down in this video so we can knock down the website column. Okay, so this just walks through what I would recommend for testimonials, and the main thing to drive home here is set a baseline. So what is the minimum thing that everybody would be willing to give you, and try to strive for that. If you can do a real life headshot, that is a huge bonus for believability and trustworthiness, and it's better than just throwing up some random avatar image or a logo or things of that nature. Try to get the photo of the actual person if you can, and make it be a good photo. But again, the big picture here is a baseline that everybody is willing to do, so that there's not one person that's doing a headshot, the other person's not, one person's doing their job title, the other one's not willing to give you their job title. Some companies are willing to give you their name, some aren't, things of that nature. So just find that baseline, and that way all of your design will look consistent. And the other thing about that too is people might start to ask questions like, well, why was somebody willing to give their headshot, and another person was not willing to mention their company? Do they not trust my company? And so on and so forth. So you want to find that perfect balance that works amongst all the testimonials that you will get. Okay, So that about does it. That does do it for the website column. Again, subscribe to this my channel and be alerted to when these next videos come out. Next up, as you can tell in the on my screen here, is we'll be talking about WooCommerce next. And yeah, I will catch you in the next video. Thank you.